Good afternoon. Welcome to Board of Assessors February 21st meeting. We will be recording our own meeting, and also LCAT videotapes our meetings to be shown on YouTube. We'll start off with the review of the minutes from 2 weeks ago from Bill Johnson.
Mr. Chairman, I reviewed the minutes of both the open session and the executive session for Tuesday, February 7th, 2017, and I find them to be in order, and I move that they be approved.
I'll second that.
Make a motion to accept those minutes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We got some fiscal 17 supplemental real estate tax warrants.
There were approximately 10 bills sent out, and this is the total of the supplemental for the first half of the year. One is for the actual real estate tax per diem, and one is for the community
CPA.
preservation.
And we jump right into building permits.
So a brand new year.
These are from January
Mm-hmm.
of this year.
2 new dwellings.
And one new office.
One office building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well, that's
the
gonna
one
be
up on
brand
North
new.
Main Street.
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh, and a whole new block, a whole new,
it's a vacant piece of,
wow.
oh,
Probably right before the reminder,
I believe you're correct.
okay? Been a long time, that's good to fill that in.
Yes.
How about the last one, is that not a, oh, I see. Oh, I got you, that's a commercial piece.
The very last one.
I think the
Oh,
last one on the
rebuild.
first page.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
see the
Yeah.
rebuild thing there.
Oh. Is it gonna be reused by the same company?
I do not know.
I don't think so, I
Okay.
think they already moved out, didn't they? We had something
That's
for,
what I thought.
we had something
Yeah.
last meeting on that.
I don't
They
recall.
went somewhere else. I
Oh, maybe
believe.
they'll lease it out.
Okay. Any comments on building permits? Bill Johnson?
No?
Nope. All right,
I'm all set.
great. Move on to the LA 3 report. Also the first sales of the year.
Yep.
With all our codes, we need, pretty soon we'll be doing AA and BB. I see the last one there finally sold.
Yes, it did.
Never thought it would be there. Get there. Amazing price for that.
Mm-hmm. Willing buyer, willing seller.
I know.
Okay.
That's a real sale too, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that ratio.
I know.
Any others like that? Yeah, huh?
Well, we have a couple. There's
Yeah, look
like
at that, huh?
5 of them this month where the ratios are quite low. Mid-80s.
Yeah.
Really, huh?
And again, it's on older properties. It seems to be. Yeah. I think what happens is there are updates that
We're not aware of.
we're not aware of because
Mm.
Whenever you see that name, 3 from the bottom, same name in a row,
Mm-hmm.
that's a flip. They flip everything.
Well, I
Automatic.
think the 3 in a row, those 3 properties all were part of one deed,
Yeah,
even
Yeah,
though I see a
just
typo on
vacant
them.
lots adjoining contiguous lots, yeah.
Not many real sales though, huh?
No,
Yeah, it's quiet. There's no listings out there, as the world knows now.
yeah, the listings are way low.
The
I'm
lowest in
amazed.
MLS, the whole
Well,
state, and even multifamilies. I've never seen it like this before, 30 years. What's gonna happen? I think we're gonna see a lot of .75s coming up. Any thoughts on LA3?
no, I'm good with what they've presented.
No?
Director's update,
Just a few.
couple planning board decisions.
Right. One of, the very first one, that's an A&R, it's basically due to a chapter land and a residential home, and they've actually put two parcels together and kept the residential home out, so it's gonna be much easier for reporting purposes.
Ah, okay.
Unfortunately, we just did new liens based on his last new deeds. Had we known this, we would have tried to hold off a little bit longer.
Sure.
But unfortunately, it is going to change the lien again.
It is. Oh,
Same ownership, but,
yeah.
so.
Different square footage for each parcel, or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They're gonna be taking like two 12-acre parcels and putting it together.
Okay.
So, I have all of my conflict of interest complete, so I'll be getting them submitted into our town clerk, so we are good for another 2 years. I did attend a town council meeting. I briefly discussed the diff with the assessors, and the town council did approve to create a diff district with contingencies. And the contingencies, from my understanding, was basically that as long as we're going forth, but if Long Meadow's town meeting does not approve it, then we have the right to back out, because we
Okay.
don't want to get ourselves into something that we couldn't afford to do.
Right.
So,
So they need a town meeting to do it, or they need a
Yeah.
town selectman to do it?
no, they need a town meeting. With
Okay.
us, our town councilors take the place of
Yeah,
a
I
town
gotcha.
meeting. So they need to have it through their town meeting, and we have it through our town council.
The article in the reminder, one of the Long Meadow selectmen seemed to say it was gonna be hard to convince their constituents, for something that was gonna be on the edge of town to spend that kind of money. So, we'll see what happens.
It's in their hands then, basically, right?
Yeah. We did get very brief information at our department head meeting of the FY18 budget. No more than a 1% increase, which will cover raises, step increases, union contracts, etc. Not to mention all of our contractual obligations with our software maintenance, etc. So
That seems to be pretty stringent, 1%.
it is, especially when there's known increases in other areas that's more than 1%. So we're going to do our best to see what we can come up with. I have not received any of the templates or documentation yet, but that's going to be happening, and it's going to be a very fast turnaround, so I am going to anticipate that at our next meeting, if it's in a 2-week period, at our next meeting, we'll probably start having some numbers from me.
From,
I'll share the
okay.
budget.
Numbers for our office, right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Human Resource Department, we now have a Human Resource Director who will be taking over a lot of the responsibilities that used to fall to a lot of the individual offices. So that is a positive thing, because sometimes you just do not know exactly what you have to do when you're hiring a new employee. So everything will be going through the Human Resource Department. And the only other item, as we know, is the conference coming up on March 1st.
Okay.
And we have correspondence also.
The Hampden-Hampshire County Assessing Association Spring Conference is going to be held on Wednesday, March 29th. It is going to be 3 educational credits, and it's going to be on the new public records law and open meeting law refreshers and tips. And if anyone does have a desire to go, I think we can comfortably afford a couple of people to go because the price is nice and low.
Yeah. I'd be interested in attending because of the education credits. And also, I understand that this presenter, the town of South Hadley had hired him, right, Diane?
Mm-hmm.
And that he is excellent.
That's what I've heard.
So, to get up to par, I don't know if but you can, if you sign yourself up, and I think it would behoove other people in town hall that might have an interest in this too.
I did mention this at our department head meeting, but after it hit 2 hours and 35 minutes, nobody was really interested in
Oh,
hearing.
boy.
That's how long the meeting was?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
So it was kind of like, okay, hurry up, let's go. And besides, the chess club had reserved the room. We had to leave.
Oh,
So I will put it out again in case if anyone does have an interest. They are encouraging other municipal officials from towns to be invited, and so I certainly will reach out.
yeah, I was astounded when I was told that if you're out eating on a Saturday night and someone comes up to your table and says, I would like to have a report on XYZ, that's considered a public information request now.
Okay.
Before, they'd have to come to the office and present themselves or send a letter. But now if you're having dinner in another town, maybe it doesn't apply. I don't know. I want to find out.
Raise your hand then.
We'll ask that question.
Anything else? Executive, anything to add on?
Not for open session, no?
Not for open session? Okay. Time to make my oath, I guess. I make a motion to go into executive session to comply with the provisions of Chapter 59, Section 60, to discuss and review real and personal property abatement applications and statutory exemption applications, exemption number 7, and to comply with the provisions of DPPA 118 USC Section 2721. DPPA is Driver Privacy Protection Act, to discuss and review motor vehicle abatement exemption application, exemption number 7, and for the purpose to return to open session to record any vote and to adjourn. Can we take a roll call vote, please? Bill Johnson,
yes.
Chris Sonier,
Yes.
Marty Grudgeon, yes.